Hi, let's talk. So, I'm putting my feelers out there. How many people have watched Saturday morning cartoons? And I mean specifically cartoons that only showed on Saturday morning, like channel blocks. Now, if you're a kid like me, off and on, I had cable television and then I didn't have cable television. When I did have cable television, I was watching all of them. I was watching the Disney, the Cartoon Network, the Nickelodeon, all that shit. But in the times I didn't have cable television, I was watching the only cartoons I could actually get were like PBS, and then like the Saturday morning channel blocks, and then sometimes on a what's the name of the channel? I forget the name of the channel. I think it was like it was something adjacent to Ion. In the morning time, you could catch some like kid orientated like shows. But the times when I didn't have like cable television, I hated watching shows. And the only that's how I got into like reality TV shows, because like literally that's the only thing fucking on. Like Maury, Jerry Springer, or fucking whatever the fucking, like a whole bunch of rom-coms. But CW18 was like my safe haven. I kind of just stayed down there for the most part because really I could not find any other fucking show. Unless I was watching like Ion, where I was watching like Criminal Minds and The Ghost Whisperer and shit like that. Oh, I did forget, they do have Cubo too. Cubo was more like little kid orientated though. I didn't like all the shows, but some of the shows were okay. Anywho, when you're like that, the shows that you'd wait for were specifically on Saturday morning cartoons. The good ones at least. And the one I only know that has like stood the test of time was the CW18. They have changed now because all they show is fucking like informational like kid shows and how to learn about animals and shit like that. Fuck off. The moment you took Yu-Gi-Oh off that channel is when you lost everybody. But that channel, in the morning time, I think they transitioned between a few couple of names. It was like Vortex, something else before then. I don't remember. And before it was actually for kids too. Like that was like where like it's mainly where a lot of the shows stream their like episodes and shit like that. I believe a while back even Pokemon used to come on that channel as well. I do know that they did show quite a few Pokemon movies. Usually it was the same one repeated over again and over again. But you know, at least they showed Pokemon. It was the Entei movie. Like, they would show that movie over and over and over again. And I'd be upset when I didn't catch it, but I always watched it, and it was just like, why are you watching this? You've seen it for like the 8th time already. Anyways, getting back to the main point. There was a show on there that, honestly, was some of the best, most consistent show I've ever seen on a channel. Now, they never showed the season 2 of this show, which upsets me dearly, but they did show the full season 1, and I'm happy that I got to see it. Now, I would go off and go hunt for season 2 later on. I don't really remember that much of it, and you probably need to go watch it again, because I used to love rewatching that show. That show was my shit. And the show I'm talking about is Huntik. Secrets and Secrets. Or maybe it's the other way around, I don't remember it. But Huntik was that motherfucking show. It was smart, it had good action, it had fucking a monster catching like feature to it, it had fucking magic, it had mysteries and shit. If it wasn't Yu-Gi-Oh, I would be watching that motherfucking show. And honestly, I started to get really annoyed. I started to get really fucking annoyed when that channel only devolved to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Dragon Ball Z Kai. Specifically, you don't know how many times I've watched Dragon Ball Z Kai, and I can't stand Dragon Ball. I'm sorry, I'm probably gonna collect a whole bunch of haters because of that statement right there, but I cannot stand Dragon Ball at all. And specifically how they showed that fucking show, you'd get one part of the story and then you had to catch next week for the next part, and I'd be annoyed all the way. I just remember specifically the fucking fight with Frieza took forever. Now, anyways, back to good television, Hunting. But anyways, we follow this protagonist of Dante, Locke, Sophia, and Dahlia. And these characters are all around fucking cool. Dante, honestly, he's hot. That might have been my awakening, a little bit, maybe. Then we have our main protagonist, which is Locke, and really he's kind of just like our goofy, like he's discovering the world of whatever the fuck Huntik is. And then we have Sophie, who's been a little bit more part of the world longer than he has, but she's still young and, you know, she's still learning the shit too. And then we have our secret sexy agent, Dahlia. who we never know who she's actually on our side or if she's on the other side, the organization. Now you're gonna ask, what was the fucking premise of this show? You're talking so much about it. The premise of Huntik was to capture. My grain of thought just went out the window. Sorry, I remember now. They were to task down to hunt down like specific titans. And titans are kind of like these spirits that are trapped within amulets, and there's a whole bunch of them, and they're also kind of tied with like certain aspects of like history and whatnot. So they have like the fucking, I don't remember the specific ones, but they just have like ones that are like for unique little pieces of time and stuff like that. I think I remember they had like ones that just had to do with like the catacombs in French and whatnot. In France, I didn't mean in French. But honestly, this is kind of like National Treasure mixed with Pokemon mixed with badass magic shit. Now, the people who are seekers have the ability to like use these magical abilities like hyper stride, where like they can jump certain places and run, and feather drop, where they can cushion their falls and whatnot, and like they have such unique abilities. I honestly like we're like a lot of my creative shit came from that show. Like thinking of that show, a lot of my like my in-house stories. Because I'm a little bit of a writer. I'm never gonna show anybody that, but you know, I'm a little bit of a writer. But a lot of my creative shit kind of stemmed from like that realm of like, you know, I guess like back alley magic. It's not really like back alley magic, but like, you know, like however like shows depict like, you know, like magic that's not known about. It's like secret, and like we can't let anybody else, like the general public, know about it and shit like that. So it was just like so cool. And genuinely, we were just kind of following like the storyline of there's a lot of secrets. If you couldn't get from the fucking title, there's a lot of secrets that has to do with like Locke and I think the disappearance of his father and stuff like that. And it's a wacky and kooky time. That show is so fucking good. You can look it up on the Red app with the play button on it. It's on there, both seasons. It's good as fuck. I suggest you go watch it. I'm probably gonna go watch it again at some point. Every now and again I go over my shows that I've like love and stuff like that, and I go watch them again. But I suggest you go watch Huntik Seekers and Secrets. That show really opened my eyes. And it's not like a genuine like anime. It's like, I think it comes from like an Italian studio. I'm not too sure. Or maybe like a French studio. I'm not too sure. It's like, it's not like a genuine like anime. But it has good story like an anime. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed whatever the fuck this was. I'll see you later. Bye.